I wasn't mad. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I like watching the Cowboys lose. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
just
let's talk about who beat them. The 49ers. They're going up to Green Bay this weekend.
right. And that's Mike McCarthy's old stomping grounds. So it's not Mike McCarthy anymore. And if the Packers open up as 5.5 point favorites from the spread I'm looking at.
Yeah, let's do that.
And
Let's pick the entire slate. Let's pick the entire slate with the spread, and then and go from there. And we'll keep track of our picks
okay,
to see if we suck or if we're good.
that sounds good.
So go ahead and
So you and I had
give your
talked.
thoughts on that game.
I it's in Green Bay. Lambeau's a tough place to play. It's supposed to be 0 degrees or sub-zero. Um, I don't think San Francisco stands a chance. I like Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is on a mission. Whichever side you take in his whole situation, um, he has gotten a lot of hate. And they have the writer from Chicago that won't vote for him for the MVP because they think he's a jerk for his vaccination status and in stance. So I on a mission. He loves proving haters wrong, and he has some vengeance to take out after last year not making it to the Super Bowl. So I like Green Bay -5.5 there.
Green Bay -5.5.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm going to go completely opposite
and
of you,
they
actually.
just activated one of their pass rushers on defense.
Was it Darius Smith?
What?
Is it Darius Smith or Alexander?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Smith's back. So, the Packers are healthy. Randall Cobb's coming back.
They are getting week healthy at the right time.
Who they're missing is MBS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's their deep threat, and I think that's going to hurt them in this game.
Is Davante Adams healthy? And that's a rhetorical question. If
Davante Adams is healthy, they have a shot.
Yeah. And they have Aaron. I mean, they have a two-headed monster in that backfield.
AJ Dillon really
and Aaron Jones and
AJ Dillon.
What was that?
AJ Dillon. He's come on real strong.
Yes, yeah, AJ Dillon. He's a monster, and so you have those two guys. They always run hard. Love Aaron Jones. So offensively, they're superior to the 49ers. It will come down to defense. It always does in football. It always does in sports in general. And I do think the Packers defense, again, they're getting healthy, and it has gotten much better as the season has progressed. So I like them to shut down Garoppolo, and the 49ers don't really have a running attack as far as
like a guy, but they do.
Yeah,
they're one of the best. They're top 5 rushing team in the NFL.
That's by volume, because that's by Shanahan's.
Because they got
offense.
Debo running around. They got Eli Mitchell. They had Trey Sermon in there, but he's not. I don't think he's playing. But they have a bunch of guys there that just they rush.
Right, and the tough part, to their credit, is going to be finding a way to stop the Swiss Army knife Debo Samuel. But if you can shut down everyone else, let Debo beat you, but shut down everyone else, Debo can't win that game by himself. So I think they stand a good chance to cover that spread.
Well, here's what I'm looking at too. It's the Packers. They're number 31 in the league of yards before contact, or yards per rush.
Okay.
And their run defense is not very good. They barely beat Cleveland. They barely beat, they barely beat the Bears. I mean, their record's good. They have the stars and Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, and but I feel like their defense, the run defense, is going to be their big time vulnerability. And with the way that Kyle Shanahan runs that offense, it's a run first offense. It's a run first offense because Jimmy G, I don't know what you think about him as a quarterback. He took him to the Super Bowl. So he's got that. But is he a franchise guy? Obviously, his own team doesn't even think so, because not only did they trade up to go get his replacement, they tried starting him a little bit when he got hurt, and they were trying to make it to where he would take over. But so that tells you what, the Niners think of Jimmy Garoppolo, and which is probably not much. But the run game and matching up with Green Bay's run game, I think it's going to be the perfect storm to where I got the Niners not only minus or plus 5.5. I'd take them in the money line, because what I think the game comes down
Okay.
to is actually the coin flip. Because if the Niners get the ball first, okay, and they go down there and take up half the first quarter and they score that first touchdown, they're in the driver's seat. Now, if Green Bay wins that coin toss, they normally defer. They normally defer, and they'll take the ball the second half. I don't think they should defer. I think they should get the ball, because you want to get that first score. Whoever scores the first touchdown, I think, wins this game.
Okay. Does that so you don't think that the Rodgers passing attack can get them back in the game?
It's like minus 2 degrees there. It's always harder to throw in weather. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has never played a game below 33 degrees in his life. Well, NFL life. He's
Yeah.
from Illinois, so I mean it's right there. So it's cold there. But I just don't see. I see there's always going to be an upset, and I see the upset. The big upset this week is being the Niners running all over the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers trying to play catch up the entire time. I think it's going to be extremely close. I think it's going to come down to a field goal, but I think that the Niners somehow eke this one out, and they go on to the NFC Championship game, just like they did a few years ago.
I mean, you very well might be right. San Francisco is very well coached. They have surprised people this year. I think they stayed above water even with all their injuries, and they beat the Cowboys. And I don't think many people gave them a shot to beat the Cowboys. So yeah,
They're
I
getting
don't I
healthy
don't
too. Warner's back. He's going to play. It looks like Bosa is going to play. He's just got to get clearance, but he's playing. And then a
yeah.
big thing too is Bakhtiari, the left tackle. They're all pro left tackle for the Packers. He played not last week because they had a bye, but the week before that, limited snaps. But he's actually a game time decision. Like, is he going to be on a limited snap count? That San Francisco rushing attack's a big deal.
Yeah, and speaking of injuries, how is Aaron Rodgers' toe feeling? If it's going to be 0 degrees or
Well, they'll just
sub-zero,
shoot it up.
yeah, but that's still not going to feel great, especially if you get stepped on. Um, and that's what happened in the Browns game. He got stepped on, I think, by Myles Garrett, and he said, "I was feeling great. Myles stepped on me, and that's the worst it's felt in a while." So you can shoot it up all you want. You get stepped on, that temperature, oh, that's going to hurt. So we will see what happens. I don't, I can't argue against those takes, and because they're very legitimate.
Well, we're opposite on that game, so that's going to differentiate us right off the bat. Let's go to the first game of the day. Cincinnati, Tennessee, minus 3.5 for Tennessee.
I'm a Browns fan. I I hate Cincinnati with a passion. Sam Wick, uh, garbage person that he is. Um, all that history there. I can't take Cincy. I do think Cincy is a threat to Tennessee, but Derrick Henry's back. That defense. Hopefully, Vrabes has that defense playing well. So I'm going to take Tennessee minus 3.5. But I don't have a whole lot of I don't have a whole lot else to say on it because I actually think Cincinnati's the better team right now, and I'm just taking them because I because I hate Cincinnati. So
Uh-oh. Okay, can you hear me now?
yeah,
Okay, here we go. All right, so Tennessee has got the king back. the return of the king, King Henry. They got Julio
I
Jones
hate that
back.
nickname, by the way.
Yeah, he is the king. He
No,
was
he's
leading the
not.
NFL in rushing weeks after he got hurt. That's
He's
when
the
you know
king.
you're the king.
He's the king of volume.
Oh my gosh, he's Mr. I'm gonna run to a wall. I'm gonna run to a wall. Then I'm gonna break through the wall and I'm gonna go score like 4 touchdowns in the game. He's he's the king. They got Aaron AJ Brown, but he's been back for a little while now. So Tennessee's healthy.
Yep.
But they got
They
a
had to
problem
buy.
in Tennessee, I think. A big problem in Tennessee. And that's Ryan Tannehill. I think he's garbage. He can't throw the ball. He doesn't make plays. He's not a playmaker. And in the playoffs, I think it comes down to, can you make the play? Can you make the big play? Can you make the big throw? Do I trust Ryan Tannehill to do that? No. That's why I'm going with the Macaulay Culkin looking Joey Burrow and the Bengals for this game at plus 3.5.
All right. If Cincy wins, you better have a cigar on the next podcast.
Hey, I mean, they're getting 3.5 points. If this was 2.5, that's a different story, maybe. I think this game comes down to a field goal at the end too. Um, will Jamar Chase go off like he does? I don't know if Tennessee has anybody that can cover him. T. Higgins, he didn't do anything last
Nobody
game.
has anybody that can cover Jamar Chase.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Jamar,
well,
wait,
we'll talk about Jalen Ramsey if that's a Super Bowl matchup. Maybe that could be somebody that can
maybe.
cover him.
That's a fair point, but if you look at Chase's worst games this year, it's been Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow that have been the demise of Jamar Chase. That dude is an absolute stud.
They have the chemistry going back to LSU. Man, it'd
So
been great to see Justin Jefferson, on the other side again. See what they could have done, if they were all on the same NFL team. That'd have been nuts. But I think that
I already
just
have to deal with
what?
I already have to deal with Chase and Burrow for the rest of my Browns life. I don't want to deal with Justin Jefferson in there as well.
Well, I think Joe Burrow's a dude. I think he's gonna be. I
Oh, he's
think
phenomenal.
Cincinnati. Well, I mean, we thought that with Carson Palmer, and he stunk up the town. We thought that with Andy Dalton, and they shipped him off. But is Joe Burrow the dude? I think he's different.
He is the special talent, and he's at home. It's a nightmare to think about as a Browns fan.
Well, I think Cincinnati wins this game by a field goal, and if they don't, they'll lose it by a field goal, and I win either way.
I don't disagree there. Again, I do think Cincinnati is a better team. I think they have the better offense. If that offense clicks, there's no way Tennessee can keep up with them. Tennessee is going to have to rely on getting ahead, maybe a 10, 14 point cushion, and then just running Derrick Henry like they usually do. But if they get down and they get down double digits at all, I think Cincinnati wins that game pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so too.
But Tennessee minus 3.5 because screw Cincy.
All right, let's go to Sunday. The first game Sunday
So
was it 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock game. We got the Rams and Bucks minus 2.5 for the Bucks. Who are you taking in that one?
this one's tough. This one's tough because talent wise, and Tampa Bay is not healthy at all. Antonio Brown is gone. Mike Evans is there, but he's been banged up, and then Godwin is gone. So a lot of the weapons that Tom Brady relies on, they're not there. But it's Tom Brady. Do you bet against Tom Brady, especially at minus 2.5? And I cannot bet against Tom Brady minus 2.5. So I have to go Tampa Bay minus 2.5. With that being said, part of that reasoning also has to do with can Stafford win another playoff game? it took an immaculate effort, to win his first one. It was pretty easy, but
Yeah,
he
The
still.
Cardinals came out and just garbage.
Exactly. So it was really the Rams defense. And can he win a second one? He did not win one in Detroit. Um, so we will see. I like Stafford, but you can't bet against Tom Brady. You just can't, at least in my opinion. So Buccaneers -2.5.
Buccaneers -2.5. Okay. As you said earlier, I'm a big Tom Brady fan. When I was a Patriots fan when he was there. And then when he left New England, I said, screw Bill Belichick and all the Patriots. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Well, Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and I had Rams season tickets. So this is a little bit of a tough game for me because love Tom Brady, but also still have a little soft spot in my heart for my LA Rams. That being said, the Bucs went to LA earlier this year and got just smacked down by the Rams. Early in the season, the Rams had everything clicking for them. Cooper Kupp was doing Cooper Kupp things, and he scored a bunch of touchdowns. The Rams added OBJ. The Rams added Von Miller. The Bucs might be without Tristan Wirfs, who's the All-Pro right tackle, I think, and I think he would be lining up against Von Miller.
That's yeah. Wirfs the right tackle
I
or
think he's
left
right
tackle?
tackle. I think he's. I want to say right tackle. Or right
Okay,
tackle or right guard. I think
he's
I think
definitely a
he's supposed to be
tackle.
guarding what?
He's definitely a tackle. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he's one of their key
they
offensive
only
line.
produce
And that's
tackles.
Brady was hit the least of any quarterback all year long. And that's one of the big things of his success is that one, he gets rid of the ball quick, but he also has great guys, protecting him. Ryan Jensen, he's a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
Their center. Okay, is that going to be an issue? Now, how do you beat Tom Brady? You beat Tom Brady by pressuring him, and the Rams have obviously Aaron Donald. They have obviously Von Miller. They have Leonard Floyd. They have guys. Now, the playmakers on the Rams, the superstars on the Rams defense, very, very good. But you look at their secondary guys, they pulled Eric Weddle out of retirement. They don't have another safety. It's like they're on their third string dude now. I have no idea who it is. So the question is can Tom Brady get the ball out fast enough before Aaron Donald smacks him to the ground? And I think even though he doesn't have Antonio Brown, even though he doesn't have Chris Godwin, he might not have Leonard Fournette. I think he's going to dump the ball off to Giovanni Bernard. He's going to dump the ball off to his good old reliable Rob Gronkowski. And like you said, he is Tom Brady. You never bet against the GOAT. You never bet against the GOAT. Tom Brady wins this game somehow, some way, even though everything says the Rams should win it. But because he's Tom Brady, he's going to get Super Bowl number 8.
Ooh, you're taking the Buccaneers all the way.
I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way. I think I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. He's Tom freaking Brady.
Man, that's tough though, because that's tough.
Look what he did in New England. He had garbage there. He had absolute garbage in New England. He had N'Keal Harry who can't catch anything. He had Jacoby Myers who still doesn't have a touchdown after I don't know how many years in the league, and he took them to the playoffs and was like a number 2 seed. If he can do that, Brashad Perryman, he's a serviceable dude. Hopefully Cyril Grayson's back. Scotty Miller, I think, super underrated because he hasn't played all year with that turf toe. And Mike Evans is Mike Evans. Now, is that who's going to win the game? No, I think it's going to be Giovanni Bernard acting as James White did up in New England and Rob Gronkowski doing Rob Gronkowski things.
Ronald Jones is no slouch, so
I don't know
give
if
it
he's
to
playing.
him on the
He still
the
can't cut on
handoffs
his ankle.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we'll see. So I got obviously Bucs 2.5 over the Rams. So that's the first one we agree on.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Now the last game, and probably maybe the biggest game, especially for the quarterbacks. I think this is the biggest game for the two quarterbacks. The Chiefs and the Bills. Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. It moved. The line moved from earlier today from -1.5 to the Chiefs to -2. So what are your thoughts on this game?
It is people are calling it the AFC Championship game
Mhm.
because this is the two best teams in I right now. I know Tennessee has the best record, but um,
Don't
how
sleep
they're
on those Bengals.
playing, right? What was that?
Don't sleep on the Bengals. I know that's tough for you, but don't sleep on the Bengals.
I'm gonna sleep on them. They yeah, I'm gonna sleep on them. The Allen versus Mahomes 2.0, or yeah, 2.0. This is going to be a great game. I'm glad it's a Sunday night game. I'm glad these two teams are meeting again. With that being said, Josh Allen looked unfreaking stoppable against the Patriots. That is a top 10 defense,
Top
top
five,
5
I think.
defense.
I
Yeah,
think they allowed the least amount of points per game, especially for that stretch that they were on. It was unbelievable.
yeah, top 5 defense in the NFL. And Josh Allen threw a perfect game. It was a perfect game by all accounts for the Bills, first time ever. And so I'm going with Buffalo +2. Kansas City has had their woes this season. They have not looked like the Kansas City team of old. And they haven't looked like the Kansas City team of old in 2 years. So give me Buffalo. Give me the +2. I think I'm surprised it's even +2, or -2 for Kansas City. I don't know what that's based on, but why that moved another half point. Um, if anything, it should go the other way. This is almost a pick 'em, but give me Buffalo +2, and uh, I hope the Buffalo Bills fans bring all the Bildos they can, just chuck them on the field at Arrowhead. So, and chuck them at Patrick Mahomes' brother. I
Jackson
hate that.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Jackson Mahomes. I hate that
Jackson
guy.
Mahomes dancing on Sean Taylor's number when they're retiring him. That dude just needs to get off TikTok. That dude needs to disappear. He needs to call Patrick Mahomes needs to call Aaron Rodgers and say, "What did you do with your brother?" and do the exact same thing.
Yep, Jackson Mahomes is a problem. Um, Mrs. Mahomes is also a problem, and that's I think that is a huge reason for Patrick struggles because he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but there's something off there. There has been for the past 2 years. So give me Buffalo, and hopefully they can dance on Jackson Mahomes' grave.
Okay, my turn with this. The
Yep.
way I see it is 2 years ago, Patrick Mahomes was labeled baby goat. He was the next reincarnation of Tom Brady. He was going to be the guy that was not going to win one, not two, not three, not four, 7 rings. He was going to dethrone the GOAT, Tom Brady. Then he went to the Super Bowl last year and got the dog shit beat out of him. Now, was that
Yep.
because of his offensive line? Probably. Is he extremely talented? Yes. I don't know anybody who can throw a football 40 yards in a line drive being sideways in midair. That being said, this year, Patrick Mahomes, like you said, doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes. He looks like a talented quarterback that he almost looks a little bit like Dak Prescott. He can make some plays. He can go and make some of the big throws. But can he go win the big game again? Now, was it just a line of the stars? Maybe when he won the Super Bowl. Maybe the league wasn't ready for him. Tom Brady didn't have the good receiving core around him. If not, then he wins that game against Tennessee, and then he probably does what he did to him the year before and beats him again. So with all this talk of Patrick Mahomes, I don't see it. I don't see it because you look at what the Bucs did in the Super Bowl last year. They shut down Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was a non-factor. And when Tyreek Hill is a non-factor, then it shortens the field big time for Travis Kelce. The only way that the Chiefs win this game is if somebody else, if somebody else, if Pringle, Hardman, one of the running backs goes off. And I just don't see that happening, especially of what Josh Allen did to the Patriots. Like you said, he ran all over him. He threw all over him. He did whatever he wanted to Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. The Chiefs defense,
Yep.
nowhere near Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. So, like, I think you would agree with me on this. I think that the Bills not only, win plus 2.5, I think they win the money line. Just beat them straight out. And I think they win by 10 points.
I agree with that. I think 10 points could even be low for the margin of victory. The Chiefs haven't been the same since they lost Kareem Hunt. And when you lose the rushing attack, you lose that threat that Mahomes is athletic. He's been injured in the lower half of his body. Knee, banged up knee, ankle, all that stuff, toe, I think. If you take away the rushing attack behind him, it's on him now for the rushing attack. They don't have a good running back in Kansas City. They have opportunistic ones that can get hot during stretches where Mahomes is taking the pressure off of them, but that's about it. It doesn't work the other way. Tyreek Hill, he's banged up, and the fuck it throws by Mahomes, Tyreek Hill's out there somewhere, fuck it. Those save his ass half the time.
And now he's getting picked off.
Exactly. So, and if the cheetah isn't at 60 miles per hour, if he's at 40 and more pedestrian, then it's not as big of a threat. So we'll see. I mean, Kelsey's a Hall of Fame first ballot tight end, probably the greatest of all time. In all honesty, I know you're gonna say Gronk, but
yeah, you got some company. Kelsey, you got Gronk, you got Tony Gonzalez, you got even Antonio Gates, Shannon Sharp. Yeah, that's some big company that Kelsey. He can fit in there, but is he at the top? I don't know.
Yeah, he still has a lot of career left. That's part of it, and he's towards the top in almost every statistic already, I believe. So, but I don't think they're going to be able to overcome what the Bills can throw at them. The Bills play with so much passion. I mean, Jordan Poyer, that pregame speech he gave, unbelievable. Bills are gonna, I think, win this one fairly easily. I think
they have something to prove. They have more to prove than the Chiefs do.
Yep. So, and they don't have Jackson Mahomes or Mrs. Mahomes. So,
well, good luck. If this big gets big, good luck having Patrick on the show. That ain't ever gonna happen now.